more criticism. The local African American caucus now calling for the party chair to resign, saying the party has mismanaged relationships with the community. Plus, the Thanksgiving holiday is almost here, and local law enforcement is on our roads, urging people not to drink and drive.
Lows drop into the mid-30s tonight across the entire area, allowing for frost. But what about the Panthers forecast? That's coming up.
I'm Nick Sturtevant. The news at 11 starts right now. And we're starting tonight with your forecast. Let's take a look outside. This is a live look over uptown Charlotte. A beautiful night. You might want to have your jacket on. I usually say you have your jacket on standby, but you want to have your jacket on tonight.
Yes, already right now. Of course, Nick, if you were out and about, in between the shows, you probably noticed that it's getting chilly outside once again. Temperatures right now across the Charlotte area, across the Piedmont, in the 40s. Now, the dew points are not too low out there right now, but as winds continue to die down, that drier air will settle in closer to the ground. This will allow for what's called radiational cooling. When winds start to settle, cold air gets closer to the ground, and that's one of the reasons why we will be a little bit chillier tonight than we were this morning. 41 right now, temperatures likely falling just above the freezing mark as we head into your Sunday. Now, you may be thinking, well, Brittany, it was cold the last few mornings. Yes, it was, but that was mostly because of the wind chill. There's not much of a wind factor tonight, so it's just going to be that still air, and that still air is still going to feel very cold outside. In fact, tonight falling to around the 33, 34 degree mark across the Charlotte area, combined with the fact that we are, of course, seeing that lighter wind. This will likely be our first chance for frost, and we've had the entire season. Check the calendar here. We are well into the middle part of November, and the latest frost we've ever had, Nick, was December 2nd. So we're not quite that late, but certainly later than normal. How much longer will this colder weather stick around? And of course, I know everybody wants to know the forecast for the Panthers as they take on the Chiefs at home tomorrow. I have all of that, plus a look ahead at Thanksgiving. That's coming up.
All right, thank you for that update, Brittany. Well, new tonight, the African American caucus of Mecklenburg County is calling for the Democratic Party chair to resign. The caucus sharing a statement with WCNC Charlotte, sharing their concerns about the party's direction under Drew Cromer. In the statement, the caucus claims Democrats in the county have experienced mistreatment and claims there are financial concerns within the party. The caucus also claims the party did not engage with minority communities in the area. Now, we have reached out to the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party and are waiting for a response to these claims. Well, today is day one of the National Thanksgiving Impaired Driving Campaign. This campaign, put on by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, is a push to encourage drivers not to get on the road impaired or drunk. WCNC Charlotte's Anna King has more.
This campaign is starting now and will go on until November 30th, which is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And sheriff's departments that have jumped on board say they hope everyone hitting the road is cautious and smart.
The incidence of impaired driving is always greater during holiday seasons.
Holiday travelers have already started hitting the roads.
Well, traffic coming down here, there were 2 accidents on 77, so it was a little longer to get down.
That means more congestion and a higher chance of accidents. To help with this, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is pushing a Thanksgiving impaired driving campaign meant to discourage impaired driving.
We celebrate during holidays, which means people get together, they go to parties. This is the height of football season. There'll be a lot of people sitting around, maybe drinking and watching football games.
The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office is one that has hopped on board. Officials say this means there will be more officers on the road and more signage.
And their primary focus is traffic safety, and they watch out for people doing stupid stuff and look for impaired drivers and write tickets when they need to write tickets and arrest people when they need to arrest people.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's last report shows there were 184 fatalities that involved one or more drivers with a high blood alcohol level during the Thanksgiving holiday. So officials say they're asking everyone to be smart before hitting the road. And travelers say,
Oh gosh, well, I try to avoid traveling on Wednesday if possible. We talked about driving on Wednesday and we were going to leave early Wednesday morning.
Definitely just prepare to have extra time so you're not late.
In South Carolina, Anna King, WCNC Charlotte.
Meanwhile, we're seeing the impacts of a busy holiday weekend at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Here's the latest from FlightAware. So far tonight, more than 250 flights are delayed already out of Charlotte, but luckily no cancellations. Airport officials tell us the rush will only continue, so make sure you check the status of your flight before you leave for the holidays. We're learning more details in a second failed escape from Wake County deputies by the man convicted in the kidnapping, rape, and murder of 13-year-old Hanya Aguilar. Destiny Patterson from our content partner in Raleigh has the latest.
The attempted escapes of convicted murderer Michael McLellan culminated here on I-40. Sky 5 and Broadcastify radio traffic captured the aftermath.
The prisoner has overtaken a prison guard and has his weapon. It's a murder suspect. Use extreme caution.
Both before and after pleading guilty in court to kidnapping and killing 13-year-old Hanya Aguilar, McLellan tried to run from the consequences.
He has nothing to lose at this point.
This is what McLellan used in his attempts to escape both times. The sheriff says he made a key before his transport that he then used to try to remove his handcuffs. The sheriff believes he had multiple keys on him and evidently knew how to hide them well.
His clothes were searched. The clothes that they wanted him to be switched into, civilian clothes, they were searched.
On the way back from court, McLellan's second attempt caused the transport vans to crash. That's because McLellan successfully used the key to free himself, reached through an opening in the plexiglass, and managed to get a hold of one of the deputies' guns.
He puts his hand right there where the officer's weapon is. He's a right-handed officer. And he was able to hit the latch that undoes the gun in the holster and actually had control of the weapon.
The deputy slammed on his brakes and struggled with McLellan to regain control of the weapon until another deputy pepper sprayed McLellan. Our cameras were rolling when authorities delivered McLellan back to Central Prison. He was wearing the same suit and tie he wore to court.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused this massive fire at a house in Indian Trail. Take a look at your screen. It happened this morning on Cardinal Bluff Lane. Union County deputies tell us multiple agencies had to respond. Fortunately, no one was hurt and crews were able to contain the flames quickly. Right now, fire officials are asking drivers to steer clear of the area for now. Well, today there was a special celebration at the Mecklenburg County Courthouse. Several families gathered to recognize children who have been adopted in the area over the past year. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris was at the celebration today and has more on the awareness it's creating.
An important goal for the Mecklenburg County Youth and Family Services Department is connecting foster children with loving families. And the month of November gives them an opportunity to not only raise awareness, but to also celebrate their work in connecting those children with caring families.
There was clear excitement surrounding the Mecklenburg County Courthouse as the community celebrated the adoptions of nearly 100 kids.
To celebrate the extension of a family.
Mackenzie Brailsford with the Youth and Family Services team breaks down what the day means for them and the Queen City.
It celebrates the commitment and bond that these families have shown to these young people and just overall love and the care and compassion that they have for these children.
Providing a need for every child.
Our children deserve to be in homes and environments that's nurturing and that promotes for their safety and well-being.
There was a need.
Angel James understands that need, having 3 children that they support.
It puts everything in perspective and knows it instantly shows that very often you don't know what you're getting out of it. But to see somebody say, hey, I'm a part of your family, and the rights and responsibilities within is everything.
Expanding their family and love the kids that need it most.
What does family mean to you?
Someone that cares about you and that actually cherishes you for who you are and nothing else.
Do you feel like you're around family right now?
Yes.
In Uptown, Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
Coming up, a group of volunteers are coming together to build shelters for those impacted by Helene. How they hope to provide more than just a building. And as we head to break, we're asking for your help in our annual Magical Toy Drive. We know thousands of families turn to the Salvation Army for help during the holidays. So WCNC Charlotte has teamed up with Charlotte area Belk stores, CR legal team, and Emerald School of Excellence to make sure everyone has something under the tree this year. Now, through December 13th, you can drop off new unwrapped toys at local Belk stores. And coming up on Saturday, December 7th, we'll have our Donation Day outside of the Belk at Carolina Place Mall. From 9 to 2, come drop off a toy and be sure to say hi to our team. Welcome back. Over in Lexington County, South Carolina, volunteers are coming together to build what they are calling survival sheds, houses big enough for 2 people to live in. They're not luxurious, but for those displaced by Helene in Western North Carolina is exactly what they need. Shelly Garzone from our content partner in Columbia has the story.
We're trying to bring people in North Carolina hope in the form of these buildings.
Curtis Fink, the founder of Godspeed South Carolina, is rounding up volunteers to build what he calls survival sheds for families in Western North Carolina impacted by Hurricane Helene. 12 shelters from Lexington County will be transported up to Buncombe County, North Carolina. There they'll be distributed based on need. These structures are built for up to 2 people.
You've got different locations that are building these shelters. Some were built in Edgefield like about 4 weeks ago. We're building them here. There's another group that wants to build some down around Santee. I'm just glad to see the public coming together and the churches and the businesses, and you know, it's taken a community effort. So it's not just us, but I'm glad to be part of it.
The structures are insulated with the goal to keep families warm and safe during the winter up in the mountains.
We're giving them a weather-type package. We're thinking along terms of, you know, like a small Mr. Buddy heater or a small electrical heater. It's got 2 plugs in each one. You got a light switch and an LED light. Of course, you know, 1 window for ventilation, but basically it's meant for 2 people to exist.
Fink tells me he's partnered with his local church, Covenant Baptist, and Cabins for Christ to help build the 10-by-15 structures.
Most of what you see here is donations. And like I said, whether it's corporations or local churches, we've had people as far as, Ridgeland, West Columbia, Oliver, Lexington.
Volunteers from all ages and parts of the Midlands are rolling up their sleeves for the cause.
I can teach you how to nail in a board, I can teach you how to paint these walls, but I can't teach people empathy. And empathy has to be shown. And this is where it's shown. The diversity of people that you see out here at these little job sites. Nobody's making a dime. Nobody's talking about politics. Nobody, so the discussion right now is to help folks.
Well, today, stars lit up Charlotte at the Hope for the Holidays fashion show. Grammy-winning producer Manny Fresh, TV star Lori Ann Gibson, and former Charlotte Bobcat Gerald Henderson joined celebrities on the runway at this charity event. Ralph Lauren designer David Flowers III curated the show, while gospel artist Evie McKinney performed for the packed house. Now, the fundraiser supports Hope for Harvest, providing free meals, clothing, and youth programs to Charlotte families in need. Last year alone, the organization helped feed over 100,000 local families in the area.
We love that. Of course, snow falling the last few days across portions of the mountains, which allowed for Sugar Mountain to actually open just yesterday. We have a few more Snowshoe Beach Mountain coming later on this week. So what does that mean? More snow in the forecast, or are they making their own? I got a full look coming up.
Time now for another check of your weather. Brittany, it was a pretty beautiful day outside, but I heard you say frost.
Okay, so a little bit of frost. It's not necessarily going to be cooler technically. It's just that tonight, Nick, our winds will start to die down. And anytime you see colder weather, you need cold winds to kind of go along with it in order for frost to form. We have actually not seen frost at all this season. Our coldest temperatures have mostly been about 39. We did have one 35-degree temperature 2 days ago. But again, the winds were too high for frost to form. So this will likely be the first time. Our average is just before Halloween here in the Charlotte area. It's almost, of course, Thanksgiving. So we're definitely behind that. It was a really, really warm autumn overall, but the latest frost ever in Charlotte was December 2nd. So we're not going to be quite that late, but certainly on the later side. Temperatures across most of the Piedmont hovering just above the freezing mark. We have around freezing as well for the mountains. Now, mountain areas still going to see some of those gusty winds overnight. So please be mindful of that, folks, as you're heading out and about. It is not actively snowing, but still snow on the ground, still those gusty winds, and of course, slick spots on the roadways, thanks to all of the winter weather from the past few days. So again, just be careful, be mindful of that as you head out the door, maybe late tonight or very early on Sunday morning. Everybody else, though, clear and quiet. We have no more snow, no more precipitation in the forecast, and actually lack of cloud cover heading into tomorrow. So forecast looks amazing for the Panthers taking on the Chiefs at home at Bank of America Stadium. Now, if you are tailgating very early in the morning, maybe you're rushing out to get some ice, things like that before you head there, it will be on the chillier side. You saw 34. That'll be right around 7 o'clock, but we will quickly warm back into the mid to even upper 50s as we approach lunchtime. Now, if you're heading out just before 1 p.m., yes, it's on the chillier side. Yes, it's sunny and in the 50s, but remember that once you spend a lot of time in the sun, now, even though the sun angle is lower this time of year, we're still adding about 5 to upwards of 10 degrees onto the air temp. So if you are seeing a temperature of 65, you were in the visitor side of Bank of America Stadium, I promise you'll feel closer to about the mid 70s. But on the contrary, if you're on the Panther side and you're going to spend that time in the shade, make sure you're checking those tickets. It is going to be downright chilly. I have been to a game this time of year. It's like you're in the sun versus the shade. You're in an almost completely different planet. Heading into tomorrow morning, again, we see that slight chance for frost. I do think there's another chance for some patchy frost on Monday morning, but probably not quite as widespread as tonight. We see a lot of ups and downs you can see here with the lows over the next few days. And then as we look ahead to next weekend, a really big drop. We are talking the potential for high temperatures in the 40s and lows in the 20s. But before that gets there, we have multiple rounds of rain possible this week. We have a first cold front coming in on Tuesday into Wednesday. That brings just a few showers, but more widespread rain comes actually just in time for Thanksgiving. Heaviest rain does look to be by the afternoon, evening, and overnight. So you might have some dry time by the first half of Thursday. Definitely not ideal conditions here for Thanksgiving or heading into Black Friday. But after that, if you like the cold, it's good news. If you don't, well, here it comes. Here's that Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Look at the big temperature change. I mean, we're talking 70 degrees on Monday, all the way down to the mid 40s for our high temperatures as we head into next weekend. So we are very much ending November, heading into December 1st, which is actually the first day of meteorological winter. Nick, much different sight than where we have been for most of fall. It's been very, very warm. We're going to be flipping to very, very cold.
At least my hoodies won't feel abandoned now, so that's a good.
Nick, I think you might need your parka.
Yeah, okay.
20-degree temperatures. I know you.
My North Face won't feel abandoned. All right, thank you, Brittany. Well, we're just hours away from seeing Panthers rookie Jonathan Brooks on the field for the first time this season. Sports director Nick Carboni previews the big game against the Kansas City Chiefs next in sports. Let's get to some NBA action tonight. The Charlotte Hornets battling the Bucks in Milwaukee, seeking revenge after their narrow 1-point loss last week. LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller continuing their hot streak on the court. LaMelo scored 50 points and Miller added 32 of his own, but unfortunately tonight wasn't the night. Bucks take it 125-119. Well, in a dominant senior night performance, South Carolina crushing Wofford 56-12 with quarterback Lenore Sellers, Florence's own Lenore Sellers, throwing for 307 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Gamecocks secured their 8th win of the season, extending their winning streak to 5 games at Williams-Brice. And a tough night for the home crowd at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Dallas Trinity beating Carolina Ascent tonight with a razor-sharp 1-0 victory. Sam Misa's early goal sealed the deal, handing Carolina their first home loss of the season and bringing Trinity's unbeaten streak to 7 matches. Well, tomorrow, the Panthers hope to get on a 3-game win streak. They'll have some more help in the backfield, though, with rookie running back Jonathan Brooks in the lineup. Sports director Nick Carboni has more on his return to the field.
The moment has arrived. Panthers rookie running back Jonathan Brooks will finally make his highly anticipated NFL debut on Sunday against Kansas City. Now, Brooks has been practicing for the better part of a month, but has yet to see the field as he rehabbed from a torn ACL suffered last season playing college ball at Texas. Carolina moved up in the second round of the draft to snag Brooks despite that injury and think they have an explosive and dynamic playmaker to pair in the backfield with Chuba Hubbard. Hubbard's new contract means the team thinks both he and Brooks are part of a run-focused future in Carolina, and we will get our first look at Brooks against the Chiefs.
I'm excited just to be able to get back on the field and play the game that I love. It just, it's truly a blessing just to be able to get back out there and be 100% and be able to go out there and play football again.
Hey, look, he had a great week. He's been, involved with the plan, and he looks confident. He was running hard. He's making cuts, kind of starting to develop the second level part of his runs, which is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him, hit the hole, go through it, see the finish and all that. So I'm excited to get him out there this week.
Now, despite not playing football in a year, head coach Dave Canales says that Brooks will not be on a pitch count, so to speak. He's going to be in there behind Hubbard all day. His debut comes at a good time with fellow running back Miles Sanders out with injury. Carolina also getting receiver Adam Thielen back against the defending Super Bowl champions. Panthers looking for their first 3-game win streak since the start of the 2021 season. For WCNC Charlotte, I'm Nick Carboni.
Nice day for a Panthers. I'm not trying to jinx it.
Yeah, don't.
For a Panthers game.
Yeah, don't jinx it. I want your opinion. Do you think Taylor Swift is coming to Charlotte? A lot of my friends have asked. I do not.
I got that question too this week. I think so. I think she's going to be. Jason Kelsey is in town.
But just because he's here doesn't mean
But that,
it does increase
family.
the chances, for sure.
We're practically family.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it definitely increases the chances.
What if she's here?
Oh, I'll parade as if any other day.
I was about to say, are you going to buy a ticket?
No. I went to her concert, so.
Okay, I know you're a Swiftie. But a good weather day on the field.
And off.
And off the field.
Yeah, tomorrow morning we'll be on the colder side. We will see temperatures falling to around the mid-40s, or the mid-30s, that is. It actually could be our first morning to see frost in Charlotte, as when it's been cold enough, the winds haven't been light enough, and it really just hasn't been that cold so far this season. But in the afternoon, we have sunshine, mid-60s, whether you are out tailgating, watching the game, maybe at your favorite sports bar, at the actual game. It will be a fantastic day to get outside. Please get outside and enjoy it if you can, as we are going to have kind of a roller coaster ride for the upcoming week. 2 cold fronts, 2 big chances for rain, and then by this time next weekend, you as a whole, parka, long johns, probably even here in the studio, because we're talking the coldest air of the season by far.
That's going to be a tough morning run when I get up.
So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy that 70-degree temperature on Monday while you can.
Thank you for the good news, Brittany.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for watching WCNC Charlotte News at 11 on WCNC Plus. Good night.